From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, May the 30th, 2017. The United Nations and Norway have withdrawn their financial support of a women's center opened by the Palestinian Authority named after a Palestinian terrorist. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had been urging the international community to withdraw funding from the center, which opened in the West Bank last month, which honors PLO member Dalal Mughrabi. On March the 11th of 1978, Mughrabi, together with several other Palestinian terrorists, landed on a beach near Tel Aviv, hijacked a bus on Israel's coastal road, and killed 38 Israeli civilians, 13 of them children, and wounded over 70. Norway was one of the countries that had given funding to the center honoring Mughrabi. And upon learning about the naming, Foreign Minister Børge Brende demanded that the country's name be removed and the funds returned. And spokesman for UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said the UN disassociated itself from the center once it learned of the offensive name, saying the glorification of terrorism or the perpetrators of heinous terrorist acts is unacceptable under any circumstances. And staying with Guterres, the Secretary General met with senior officials of the Simon Wiesenthal Center at his offices at UN headquarters in New York City recently to talk about a number of issues, including the UN's role in countering anti-Semitism in Europe and ending the bias against Israel at the UN and its bodies. A young Palestinian girl was detained this afternoon in the West Bank for planning to carry out a terror attack. The 17-year-old was caught with a large kitchen knife in her bag at a security checkpoint near the Tomb of the Patriarchs in Hebron, reportedly with the intention to attack Jewish worshippers there. And yesterday, charges were filed against two 17-year-old Arab-Israeli boys who were detained last week in East Jerusalem, found to be carrying a bag containing a knife, fuel, and glass bottles that had been prepared to be used as Molotov cocktails. The teens reportedly confessed to planning to target Israeli security forces in the area. A Jewish day school in North Miami Beach, Florida, was evacuated this weekend following a bomb threat. WSVN News reported that the yeshiva Toras Chaim Toras Emes received a fax on Sunday demanding ransom money and threatening to detonate explosives if that demand was not met. The school was evacuated, roads were shut down, and police using bomb-sniffing dogs searched the area, but no explosive devices were found. And police in Rockland County, New York, are investigating the vandalism of a home in Haverstraw as a hate crime. Last week, the words "No Jews" were spray painted on the home, which is up for sale and unoccupied, along with other anti-Semitic messages found within the home. The Anti-Defamation League's New York Regional Director Evan Bernstein said the hateful display was designed to send a message of fear and intimidation. Bernstein said, "We expect that community leaders and elected officials will make clear that all are welcome in Rockland and that anti-Semitism and bigotry have no place in our communities." A man referred to as the father of social work in Israel has died. Eliezer Jaffe was one of the founders of Hebrew University's School of Social Work. He specialized in nonprofit work and founded the Israel Free Loan Association. Just over a week before his death, Professor Jaffe, who was born in Ohio and made Aliyah to Israel decades ago, was presented with the Bonei Tzion Prize for Lifetime Achievement, awarded by the organization Nefesh B'Nefesh, in recognition of his significant contributions to the State of Israel. He died Thursday at the age of 83 and is survived by his 4 children and many grandchildren. The brother of slain IDF soldier Oron Shaul is using his voice to urge the return of his brother's remains and those of fellow slain IDF soldier Hadar Golden. Both were killed in action during Operation Protective Edge in 2014, their bodies still being held by terror group Hamas in Gaza. Aviram Shaul has been meeting with Jewish communal leaders here in the U.S. this month to help secure the return and released a video to that end. A petition from the World Jewish Congress calls on the International Committee of the Red Cross to intervene on the return of the remains of the 2 soldiers as a humanitarian cause in line with international law and the Geneva Conventions. Ayub Kara is Israel's new Minister of Communications. Prime Minister Netanyahu's office made the announcement on Sunday, making Kara the second Druze to hold a ministerial position in Israel's Knesset. Kara has been serving in Israel's parliament as a minister without portfolio, as well as deputy minister for the development of the Negev and Galilee. You may recall we reported to you last week that Kara met with Arab representatives while in Ecuador regarding a peace push between Israel and the Palestinians. Well, the Jewish holiday of Shavuot begins this evening, and JBS has special programming for you as the Jewish world relives the giving and receiving of the Torah. At 7 o'clock tonight, Tuesday, May the 30th, educator Avraham Infeld discusses the meaning of Jewish from Temple Beth El in Stamford, Connecticut. At 8 o'clock, Rabbi David Aaron speaks on joy and Judaism at the Lincoln Square Synagogue in New York. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Sarah Esther Crisp of the JewishWoman.org and Rabbi Jeffrey Siegelman of Westchester Jewish Center to discuss the Ten Commandments. And at 10, Rabbi Shai Held of Mechon Hadar and Rabbi David Ingber of Romemu talk about God and Torah. Tomorrow, we will have live Shavuot services for you here on JBS at 9:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. from Central Synagogue. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, students at Smith College and Hampshire College tell their story of standing up against anti-Israel efforts at their school in a documentary short from the David Project. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, May the 30th, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader. Chag Sameach.